In 3, 2, 1.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Welcome. JTNoriMaki back again for a little bit more hot action this time. Hope you enjoyed that excellent run there by Jang Bang. Go check that guy out. Great streamer. Any rate, what we're going to be playing here is Mighty Switch Force 2. It's a sequel to the original Mighty Switch Force by Way Forward. It's a puzzle platformer where instead of being a cop busting the hooligan sisters, we're going to be rescuing them. So we will get this party started in 3, 2, 1, go. Not a lot to say about this first stage. It's basically a tutorial without the instructions. What you're basically expected to do is kind of figure out. You've got fire in front of you, you got a gun, you probably have to shoot it, you've got a gap, you got to jump over it, and then you got a block in your way, and all you have to do is kind of switch, and you'll notice that it moves between the fore and the background. Obviously, the foreground's what we want because that's the only way we can interact with it, so we'll use those mechanics with that a little bit later in the run to do some very interesting things, but there's not a lot of glitching. This is really a straightforward run. It's just based on memorization. Extremely tight platforming, so if you enjoy a good platformer with a lot of difficulty, then this game is right up your alley. Because we're doing this in New Game Plus, I've got what we call the Mighty Hose. The Mighty Hose is a more powerful version of the original gun that you'd be using in a normal run, or a new game itself. So it basically one-shots anything that it comes in contact with, the flames, the monsters, whatever. And because we're doing 100%, not only do we have to rescue the hooligan sisters, which are required to move on, we kick the baby. And you'll be seeing 16 kicks of that, hopefully, and not more, because of, idiocy and whatnot. But at the end of the stage, once we rescue the last sister, we get our escape vehicle called Gendarmer, and we climb into it and blast off to our next destination. So that's stage 1 done. And enjoy some beautiful pictures in between these stages as I mash through stuff. Alright, so now they introduce this new platform, which basically is a launcher. We'll be needing that to reach new heights, more or less, in order to reach these girls and save them all. Some of them are also hidden in monsters, so we have to look out for that. But if we do everything right, we'll get everything on cycle the way we want to. Kick the baby! I almost forget to grab her. Okay, I gotta do that the hard way now. Thanks to that. Alright, so we just lost a little bit of time there. That wasn't optimal. I really wanted to come off that mud block to get the block before I went there, but it's fine. Backup straps. Let's go. And we done. This game is extremely hot, Tech. No, you have no idea. It's as hot as my room right now. Alright, this one goes pretty quick, so don't blink too much. You might miss what all's going to happen here. It's basically a vertical stage. Austin Ivory Smith from Way Forward does love his vertical stages, so he was the level designer for this game. And we have a couple of these kind of situations, but they tend to go really fast, so just kind of pay attention. And then you'll see these flaming charcoal monsters. The intended way is to use them while they're on fire to break through these wooden blocks. But again, with the Mighty Hose, we were just able to blast our way through them without having to do the more nuanced way of dealing with these stages. So, and one more. Kick the baby! Don't kick the baby! Ah, too late. Okay, that's the end of that stage. Game is as hot as the runner mode, please. Hey, the one thing I'll talk about kicking babies is apparently this game has taught me one very important thing, and they sound like kickballs. So I'm not going to recommend you test that theory out, but it's something to think about at least. Potentially, if you kick a baby, it might sound like a kickball. Alright, so this one gets a little more complicated. One thing to remember with these monsters is that they're all moving on a global cycle. And ideally, you're trying to set up this one monster at the very bottom, towards the latter part of the stage, to be just in the right spot to be able to get it quickly. It doesn't always work out to that favor, so sometimes you're going to have to wait, and we'll find out where we're at in the cycle when we get there. So, just have to bear with. That was a little slow. And there's a tight jump that I wanted to go for there, but I tend to miss it a lot, so we won't be doing that and wasting even more time. We'll just take it a little bit slow and still be consistent. I'm not employing all the big boy strats for this, unfortunately. Oh, good, I got him down at least. Because you have to kill that monster, open the door, and move forward. If you didn't notice, that was the gimmick for this stage with that one, too. And done. Oh my god, the jerkbird spam. Just don't do starfishes and turkey will be fine. No need to biggie. Alright, 5. Alright, so now they're going to introduce this new gimmick where we have to flow water through these conduits in order to be able to get it to our objective. We're going to be exploiting a little bit here. One thing I'm going to be doing is skipping checkpoints because I'm going to employ our first use of death abuse in the run. It's something that we use to be able to get through things just a little bit quicker when it comes to this. And we're also not needing to necessarily go through all the pains that would normally be in an actual, like, just normal new game because of the fact that, again, the Mighty Hose lets us do things that we wouldn't normally be able to do, and I did that way late. Let's try that again. It's better. And I'll talk about the control of the Mighty Hose. So if you hold down button, obviously the Mighty Hose just completely shoots in a long stream. It's a little harder to control in that, so you have to do some finesse. And a little bit of button tapping will at least get you a little finesse in that, which is how you get those really close range blocks. I think I missed a cycle here. Yeah, I'm not going to chance it. I would have grabbed her going up that platform, but it looked like I missed it just a bit because I had that one little flub there, so we'll just take it a little safe and slow, and death abuse ourselves after we get the last sister because it deposits us back at the beginning where JTNoriMaki is waiting to take us on to our next destination. One mesh. Stage 6 is a very quick one here. Really don't blink. This one goes very quick. All goes well. We are done here in about 24 seconds. Okay, well, at least I didn't fall all the way down. Alright, so that's going to be a little bit slow. But ideally, I wanted to fall into that other platform and just have it suck me in and be done, but that's fine. We're still good. 3-second time loss trying to get in position on that last one. Alright, stage 7 now brings in the final little bit of mechanic here where we've got these switch blocks. And by standing on one of these blocks, it leaves it in the foreground when you do the switch. And what I'm trying to do here is to keep things in cycle, which I didn't do very well there. That's a really tight jump. Normally it goes, but not always. Try it again. Got that one. So now we have to manipulate these blocks into a certain cycle in order to be able to keep progressing forward, at least at a reasonable pace. So I'm going to take this a little slower than normal strats just for safety. And I got a jump input even. When you're sitting on a corner, that tends to happen a lot in this game, where your jump inputs basically just get destroyed, and now I've got to be super careful, or we're going to start the stage all over again. Alright, now where the hell am I in the cycle here? Okay, not in a good spot. And whenever you do miss your cycles, it tends to throw you off because you're not really sure what you're going to get into. Oftentimes, it's a little bit better to actually restart the stage than try to figure out where you are in the cycle just because it would be quicker than trying to manipulate your way back in. And back there, I opted out on doing an extremely tight jump that can be done, and we'll use that mechanic a little bit later where it's not as detrimental to, say, your health. It'll just eat time if it doesn't happen very quickly. Wow, she was standing right next to the baby and refused to kick it. I know that you're against this, Patty, but no, we definitely want to kick babies in this one. Also, of course, the soundtrack is freaking phenomenal because our boy Vert at it again. I'm gonna keep my normal pattern here. Because it sets me up a little bit here instead of doing the more riskier strats that I usually struggle with. Okay, good thing I fell back that way. Oh, rip. And of course, you see what happens when you get smashed by a block. You get pushed to the foreground. I'm going to switch this back for a second. I forgot about that being a thing. Alright, bad speedrun's bad. Oh, good lord, it happened again. Thank you. Okay. This stage is one of my bigger problem children. We will do this one completely. So, time loss is real. I didn't like how that ended anyway, so we'll just try that whole thing again. Nope, still did that. Come on, jump. Patty. Okay. Casual strats, let's go. Okay, she's eating my jump inputs left and right. This is beautiful. Wow. Okay, casual strats, take two. Keep the change, you filthy casual. Alright, let's go. That was scary. Thought I was falling. This is not my favorite run. This is a side project game I picked up a while ago. Just for the fun of it, because I needed a break from Shantae, which it turned into a fun one, but if you're really trying to grind good times in this particular game, it turns into a reset and grind fest. And I mean, we're talking milliseconds in some cases. The world record holder back came out of retirement because I started playing this a little bit. He's been streaming this a bit, doing some 80% grind and whatnot, and it's been good. Of course, he destroyed my time in this category, which I did have world record for a while. And then the other runner, Super Gamer 64, also showed up out of the woodwork and bought me too. So kind of good to have him back. It looks like they're kind of getting back into the fun part of routing this game, which is half of the fun of this, is trying to route it yourself and figure out what pattern works best for you. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure to say that these are optimized, so there could be other methods that no one has thought of and get into these stages at least in a quicker fashion. Why is this off cycle? Thank you, game. Alright. We're in a much better space now. We'll just take things a little careful at the end here and we'll be fine. We will be fine now. We'll just take the normal strats and call it good. Well, I'm using the unlockable skin for her. When you beat the game under par every stage, you get the babies, 100%, all that good stuff. You get that as an option. Alright, now the last mechanic's being added here. This is where they introduce the stoves. Obviously, these things are spouting fire. The thing is you can extinguish them, but it's only temporary as they reflame up. And I switched too soon. Trying to catch that frame is never easy. This is also one of my favorite tracks of the game here, so we'll just... Alright, I'm taking this careful. I've already had enough goof ups. But they also add in the mechanic of having to jump through platforms on a leap of faith kind of basis. I mean, obviously it's not as scary as it looks in most of these jumps, but if you don't switch it in time, you tend to run into problems. But it's not a big deal. We'll just hope for an extra health drop here, which we got. And move on forward. And that's a scary flight. Tell you what, if you bump once, you're basically going to land in this bed of spikes down here. So you really don't want to miss any of those switches in order to make sure that you don't take the plunge. Ah, I took the hit there. Sometimes you can hit that guy before he gets you, and it looks really nice when you do that jump. But you don't always get it. So I was a little slow because we had that little mistake there at the beginning, taking smash, which obviously causes missed par time. But no biggie, we're still doing good. That's the halfway point officially, by the way. Alright, so now things start to get a little bit more complicated, which involve getting these all the way back in cycle to kind of get things through and being able to go back and forth. So we'll be doing a lot of switching. All I wanted was one shot. Thank you, game. Okay, that was nice and smooth. That jump wasn't. Oh god, I couldn't see her with the invincibility frames. Where did she go? And I walked too far before I switched. It's 2 points of damage I really don't need to be having right now. But I should be okay as long as I don't screw this part up. Alright, so earlier I mentioned like these really narrow gaps. You can do things like that where you're not technically off of the platform, but the game registers it, and then we're going to show you that the Mighty Hose has the ability to clip through walls in certain frames, but it's a little tricky. It kind of trolls you sometimes, but eventually you get to what you want out of it. And rather than do that puzzle as intended, I knew that guy was going to shoot me. Those spiders are the biggest trolls of this entire speedrun. It's not so much your skill and the blocks that get you, it's the spiders, because they just like to snipe you once in a while. Alright. Good thing that was about only the halfway point of that stage. Not this time, guys. You know, what's funny is these weren't even the stages I was scared of in the speedrun. The later ones get to be a real royal pain. So hopefully we're just going to have really bad early game and like knock it out of the park late game. Frame too early on each of those. Come on. Ideally, I want to get this in 2 switches. For whatever reason, I can't get it to do what I want it to do there. Not today, spiders. Alright, well, that stage didn't go as planned, but it went well on the second attempt. It's fine. Yes, the ending song to this game is absolutely phenomenal. Alright, so this one's going to be extremely heavy on stoves, and the Mighty Hose trolled me by not getting that one. So I'll get the health back, in case I miss any more along the way. Now this is one of the one stages that you can really miss the baby by being a little overzealous with the hose, so you kind of have to control it here coming up, or otherwise you miss your opportunity, and the only way to obviously complete the 100% is by resetting the stage entirely, so we're going to try to avoid that. Being aware of it coming is obviously a very important part of the fact of knowing when to just go to kind of this mode, where you take out that guy, but not take out that mud block down there, because you needed it to get up here, and if you take that out, you're hosed, literally, haha, bad pun, on being able to reach the baby, and again, your only option at that point is resetting the stage, so. Once you know what stage you're walking into and everything, it gets to be a little bit easier dealing with that. And in fun fact about these blocks, you don't actually have to do anything with them. You can actually squeeze in through them enough to be able to just get through and keep going. I like some anime techno, but I'm not a big fan of it. I haven't watched a real anime avidly in, I'll say, at least 10 years. It's been a long time. Alright, this stage is a little fun. A lot going on with this particular one. First thing we're going to do is kind of sequence break a little bit by just kind of taking this guy out. We haven't done any switching yet because it sets me up right here. Again, the Mighty Hose just allows us to do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. So we just quickly get this girl without having to do anything. We can then start up to worrying about switches to get to this one, but otherwise it's pretty quick by normal standards of this particular run. A little light touch there to get that through, and then we'll set up for our death abuse, because we need to just quickly get up to the other side, and this is faster than taking the intended route. So we'll take that death abuse really quick, and then we'll have one more for this particular stage. And again, kind of have to control your hose here in order to get the baby, because you can't get past that other block if you don't. I goofed. I sort of goofed. I think I nearly goofed. Okay, no, we're fine. Just have to be careful about how you do this. There we go. Last girl, death abuse. Yes, ouch, fire hot bad. You realize that it's really hot. So one thing they say about weather, well, is, you know, prefer the cold because you can add more clothes easier than you can take it off without getting in trouble. Just saying. So another vertical stage here. This one goes a little quick. This one's got a really technical ending. It stinks. And you could have some bad things happen here. I am going to chance that jump and I got it. Nice. Just to show you some of the tight platforming elements. Again, I'm not going for all the big boy strats here. They are pretty complicated, and we're talking extremely 1 or 2 pixel jumps when it comes down to it. So, but they cost a lot of time if you miss them. It's just better in marathon settings to do kind of the safer thing sometimes. Not worried about that block. Hopefully I can get this into cycle. Oh wow, really? It didn't break the mud thing all the way. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to 3-cycle this. So I'm using the charcoal to explode to break out these pieces of wood that she's standing on. Oh, I'm about to go, well, I won't have to go 4-cycle, because I can just do this. Alright, now the fun part. So all that mud I was clearing out on the left, we would normally ignore in any percent. But for 100% we need to clear because we have to do this. Nice, first try, okay. That's the most scary one because you can't see the blocks coming and you're going so fast that it's easy to bonk on one of those. And you have to drop all the way back down to set it back up again. So getting that first try obviously is the best way to go. I think that's true to be said for any speedrun though. Alright, stage 13 is one of my least favorite stages. Again, we're back with these switch mechanics. But now we've got to do really tight jumps without smashing ourselves at the same time. And the switching mechanics here are very important to get set up to be able to just kind of flow through the stage. You saw that trick where I kind of stepped off into space but switched before she dropped within the hitbox of the switch. In order to make sure that I kind of switch it and get it at the same time without having both trigger. I'm going to take this part a little slow as there are some really tight jumps you could pull here. To set things up later, but again, this is kind of more of a safer and still faster ways of getting through the stage, so... Oops. That's what I wanted, thank you. Try this tight jump and missed it. Not a big deal, because I'm not going to land in the spikes for it, but that's way slower. And this jumping sequence right here is painful. It's scary. Because you can easily smash yourself or forget to switch. And if you miss any of your switches there to get a block underneath, you're basically heading into the spikes down below. You don't want that if you can avoid it, so... Oh god, that was a mistake. Alright, I'm taking this slowly. It's not a big mistake, I just did one more switch that I want to, and obviously with time pausing, that's a bit of a time loss, plus it kind of throws off my patterns here, which that's where the muscle memory just got me. Alright, where did this put me? Back here. Setup is bad. What did this do here? I think we're fine. Yeah, we can just go. Yeah, we can just go. That did not work. And I need this again. Okay, yeah, we ended up way off cycle from where I should have been there. That's what I mean about making one mistake, is it'll totally throw off your rhythm for the stage. But it's fine. Yeah, I just need this super done. So we'll just make right about par here. That's not that great. Thanks for the encouragement, guys. I didn't miss the baby. Did I miss the baby? In 11?
Let's go. Sure is toasty.
Wait, when did I miss the baby in 11? I swear I got it. I didn't get the baby in 11. Oh my god, you guys are right. I am a horrible speedrunner. Run invalid, people. Run invalid. I just realized the mistake. Woo, good job, GG. And now I'm thrown off. You're correct. It just dawned on me that I forgot to do the whole sequence to go back and get it. I was thinking about this stage and its complicated switching. This was the run I was fretting and worrying about, and I didn't practice it as much as I should have, and that's on me. Spent as much time as I could between stuff at work today to do it, and this stuff was bound to happen, I'm afraid. Taking the slow route. That's okay, we gotta reset this stage anyway, so I just goofed that up. I didn't control my hose properly, and we weren't gonna be able to get the baby on this stage at all if I hadn't done that. So this run's pretty much gone to hell. In a handbasket. We've had like 3 deaths. Oh my goodness, get through there. Thank you. Oh, why did I switch? Switch.
Doing my thing. Area secure.
Oh my god, I did the same thing twice.
Let's go.
Oh, why? Well, this is going swimmingly. I'm not sure what my cycle is here now. Let's see, you're switched. Yeah, you're off. You're way off. I think I need that. Don't switch in your head. Go. Ooh. No, it's not gonna work. Just wait for it here. Don't troll me. Thank you, Spider. Okay, this one scares me. Oof. Okay. Last hit. That was very dangerous. Yeah, this game is... If you forget one thing, it's easy for it all to spin out of control very quickly.
Let's go. Sure is toasty.
So I don't know if Milk or Reek are in the chat, but I'm going to ask now. Depending on how the time is, which I don't feel is going very well at this moment, do I need or should I go back to 11 and complete that for the 100% for the baby? I'm going to ask you now while we've got 2 stages left to get through.
Area secure.
Ooh, that was scary. That jump is a little short.
You complete this run 100% or you're a liar. JT.
Okay, 100% it is. We will go back to 11 after this stage, and then we will go complete the game as intended. There's your answer, folks. Oh my goodness, I'm switching too quick because I'm just disappointed in myself for missing 11's baby. All babies must be kicked, and we will make sure that that happens. So throw me off and having the wood blocks there. Alright, so this jump skips quite a bit of time, if I can make it. Normally what you'd want to do is you would actually have the ability to jump over that. It saves you a good 20 seconds of going back and forth and zigzagging here to get to this girl. Just basically go up to the top and say, okay, I've got you, let's move on. But not this run, because, you know, this run has to have everything go wrong. I'm surprised we didn't die in the tutorial stage. I think that would have just been the actual, like, magnum opus of this run was dying in the tutorial. Alright, let's go back to 11. Let's get our baby. Let's go get our baby in 11.
Let's go.
It's alright, I kind of like this one anyway. This one was really fun to do. Just easy to forget things, obviously. We'll probably do this a little bit cleaner. Oop.
You can thank me later.
Got talking about death warping, and that's what threw me off here.
Fine. Let's go.
I even talked about the setup for the baby and just totally forgot to do the thing. It's fine. Baby! There we go. That's why it felt wrong when I got down here. I was like, something doesn't feel right, and I had every reason to say that. Death warp. Alright, so we just had an extra minute 13. Alright, now we can go finish the game. Unfortunately, we're going to end on the note, because this is a Wave 4 game, auto-scroller. And when we say auto-scroller, what happens is I'm no longer in control of switching. It now happens on a timer. So the game will switch at periodic periods automatically, because we're apparently glitched out and malfunctioning. And that jump is really hard to do. And it's easy to miss it. If you miss it, you've got to reset the stage, or that was too soon. Oy. And then you start to, like, not pay attention to where you are with the cycles of everything here, and it gets kind of messy. Okay, I still got the baby, so I can just drop down here. I just had to make sure that the baby still counted. Come on. The timing of this gets to be a little tricky sometimes. You'll lose yourself trying to just keep on top of everything that's going on around you. This is another difficult jump. Made it. And that one skips that little puzzle there. They kind of forgot to put a ceiling in some parts of this particular stage, so you can take advantage. Not all of the stages that way, I'm afraid, but certain key parts, and we're definitely going to exploit that at the end here. And you're probably noticing a severe lack of the girls that we're supposed to be rescuing. And you're wondering where they are. Well, I won't tell you quite yet. Sorry, I'm just mashing my frustration out.
Checkpoint.
You'll wait and you'll like it, chap. That's all I'm gonna say. Where are the girls? They just don't seem to be anywhere. We might have a problem here. We're not finding anybody. Maybe the game glitched out, decided, you know what, this speedrun is so bad, You're just not going to get them. You can have the baby because, you know, babies, and then the rest of it, forget about it. Okay, had to hurry up to get that cycle. Alright, so when I talk about the not having a ceiling, here's one part. Notice all of this beautiful, wonderful puzzle that we're skipping? Thank God. Because this is a very nightmarish part of this particular entire stage. We just go over the top of it because why not? It also basically means that 6:30 par time, get out of here. Still not sure if that was intended or not, but you'll notice we still have no girls. Where are the girls? I believe they may have turned into something. I'm not sure. It's kind of dark in here. Oh, turn the light off. I think the girls have turned into something. Not really. This guy has actually just decided to eat them, so we've now got to retrieve the girls from this guy's stomach. And he's a bit of a hothead. So, in crafting your own story, because there literally is zero story for this game, we can only assume that this dragon is the cause of all the fires that we've been dealing with for the last 16 stages. So, taking this guy out obviously solves our little fire problem, right? But apparently he doesn't think the Hooligan Sisters taste all that well. Yeah, and again, another one-eyed monster. Maybe this guy has lost his contact too. It could have been Wilbur's cousin or something. Oh, don't you start that cycle on me. Not today. This could have been Wilbur's cousin. We don't know for sure. Alright, time's coming up here on this last round of hits. So be ready. And time.
36:34.
Oh, not even estimate. I failed you. I have ruined the marathon.
Marathon's over.
Well,
We gotta cancel it. We gotta
Yep.
cancel the marathon.
cancel
4
the
days.
marathon. Everyone go home. Pack up your toys. We're done. That run was
Bad
atrocious. That was a bad run. But at any rate, we will pass you on to the next run without further ado. Nothing to see here. And thanks again for watching, everyone. See you later.